Hi, I'm going to revisit S35VN. Now this is an interesting one. I did the cut test with this. In the first batch of cut tests I was doing from end of December to beginning of this month, I'd sharpened all the knives and I was just kind of doing them one every so often. I'd grab a couple each day and do them just until my arms got sore. The S35VN really performed under what I thought it would perform at. It's ended up being about 109 slices below some non-powdered steels. Now this isn't supposed to be a way better steel than S30V in terms of edge retention. It's got some extra qualities that make it easier to sharpen, a bit tougher, that sort of thing. But I was at least expecting it to come close to matching it, not being so much lower. S30V, if I remember correctly, was about 175. This is about 109. So I thought, why has this happened? What's the has zero tolerance got a low heat treat? Perhaps it's too soft, something similar. But then I thought that probably the most obvious fault would lie with myself, and I reckon that this knife might have been the one in my pocket that day, rather because I did about probably 12 or 13 knives on the workshop, one after another, and I reckon this one might have missed the workshop treatment. So in that first test, it was just off of a sort of a partially used edge. So what I've done is I've gone to the workshop, I've made it hair shaving sharp, and I've got it in a way that's definitely going to get a fair result. It's very, very sharp right now. So let's see how many rope cuts it makes of the C-style rope with the guaranteed workshop edge. Scientific method has been stuck to. I can certify. If it's the same, then it's a problem with the steel, or well, not a problem, but just a quality of this specific knife steel. Anyway, enough talking. Well, let's get to the table. Redeemed? Not likely. So this ZT was definitely sharpened this time, and given the result, it probably was definitely sharpened last time. I just couldn't remember. It was started off hair shaving sharp, paper shaving sharp. Still 113, like a 4-slice improvement over the last 109. Still feels like a working-ish edge. So it's not horribly dull or anything, but with regard to this test, look at my cat behind me, she's got no face. With regard to this test though, it just drops way below all the other powder steels and even below a couple of the higher end ingot steels. Two possible things. Either it's not S35VN and I've bought myself a fake knife. That one is very, very low possibility because I bought it from AussieKnives.com, which is an official distributor, and it came with the official box and with seals and all that sort of special stuff. So pretty sure it's not that one. The only other thing is they must run it at a wrong Rockwell, at least whether it's an intentional thing or whether they just mucked up with this specific one, because I don't think S35 should be that much lower. I think it should be maybe about the same, maybe a bit lower, because it's they've made it more of a tougher working steel, so it's not as brittle. So that might have dropped it down a little bit, but for it to be about 50% lower than S30V, which is a previous steel to it, it just doesn't sit quite right with me. So what I need to do is I need to find a different company's S35 and test that, because I'm still not quite happy with saying that this is that much worse than you know, S30 or any of the other steels. Interesting. So I would say this time it's a Rockwell or a heat treatment issue. Probably a Rockwell. Maybe they make their thick working knives to be strong rather than stay super sharp for ages. I still like the knife, and I still, you know, I'm still going to carry the knife. I'm not going to get rid of it because of this little test. Because really, all that rope cut is still just fine. It's still not terrible. It's not like it's cut it for the same amount as Victorinox steel or something like that. But it's and it's definitely not D2 because it's often knives that are D2 are mislabeled as other things. This has had no problems with stain resistance, so it's another thing that S35VN is good at. Interesting, fun times. See you in the next one. Bye.